There's at least 35 books here. Hey guys, my name's Amy, welcome back to my channel. So, as the title of this video states, we are going to be doing a book haul today. Don't say anything. I know I severely broke my book buying ban. I'm just as disappointed in me as you are. This is a lot of books, and considering I was meant to be on a book buying ban, there's a lot of books coming in. There were a lot of books going out as well. I did a hardcore unhaul. I did two actually. I did two pretty large unhauls throughout this year already. So my physical TBR has technically stayed around the same size. That's my brief explanation. That's what we're gonna go with. And let's just get into the video. So I've split it up into 3 different categories. We are going to have a new physical book category. We're gonna have a thrifted physical book category, and we're gonna have a Kindle book category because I did buy quite a few Kindle books. Okay, first up we're going to do all of the physical books that I bought brand new. Some of these I did buy with gift cards that I was given for Christmas. So first up we have Good Girl Complex and Bad Girl Reputation by Elle Kennedy. Both of these books came out in 2022 and I have read both of them. Pat on the back. These were quite good books. I reviewed both of these books in my autumn wrap up, so make sure to check out that video if you want to know my thoughts and feelings. So I picked up a copy of We Can't Keep Meeting Like This by Rachel Lynn Solomon. So this story is about Quinn and Tarek. Quinn's family owned a wedding planning company and Tarek's owned a catering company, so they see each other quite often. There is one wedding in particular where Quinn confesses her crush on Tarek and then kind of never sees him again. And then finally, at this one random summer wedding, he pops back up. And as her parents push her to take on more responsibilities, she's thrown together with Tarek more often than she'd like. This one I'm really excited to read. I think it's a YA. I read another book by Rachel Lynn Solomon earlier this year called Today, Tonight, Tomorrow. And I really enjoyed the writing, so I was really keen to get into more of her books and see if it was a one-off or if the writing's just something that I really connect with and enjoy. Slay. Next I picked up Well That Was Unexpected by Jessie Q. Sutanto. The cover's the thing that kind of drew me in, and then reading the blurb I was like, ooh, that sounds interesting. Have not read this yet, but I'm really excited to pick it up. So this story follows Charlotte and George, who are set up on a blind date by their parents. Now George's family is one of the most famous families in Indonesia, so when the media catches wind of him being on a date with this mystery girl, it kind of blows up in their face. So I'm really excited to read more about them and kind of what happens. So this next book, I actually picked it up off the shelf because the title reminds me very much of a very popular book talk book. And this book is Love and Other Great Expectations by Becky Dean. The title is very reminiscent of Love and Other Words, so that's why I picked it up off the shelf originally. But then the cover, look how cute this cover is. So this book follows Britt, who's always preferred scoring goals on the soccer field to analysing dusty old books. But when an injury ends her dream to play in college, she jumps at the chance to compete in a scavenger hunt in England that takes her to the locations of classic novels. Once in the UK, she meets bookish and very British Luke. He can't actually help her with any of the clues, but something about Luke compels her to invite him to join her. To win this competition, Britt must outwit 3 smart competitors who aren't afraid to play dirty while solving clues and travelling around the English countryside. How good does that sound? Oh my god. It sounds so good. It kind of gives me Bend It Like Beckham vibes, which I'm really excited about because I love that movie. So next up is another book that I bought that I've already read, which is really good. Pat on the back again. And that book is Her Royal Highness by Rachel Hawkins. I went a little bit more into my thoughts and feelings and the plot of this book in my autumn reading wrap up, so check out that video if you want to know more. Okay, next up we have a stack of books that I technically didn't buy in my book buying ban because they were bought with gift cards. So first up we have The Italian Job by Catherine Freeman. This is one of my all-time favourite books. I love it so much. This one I did a massive annotation of. You can see all of my tabs there. It was just phenomenal. If you want to know more about it, go check out my reading wrap-up video. I picked up Beach Read by Emily Henry. This one I've actually already read as well. I just read it on my Kindle about a year ago. It's so many people's favourite book and I just wanted to get a physical copy so I could give it a reread and do a full annotation again like I did The Italian Job. So I'm really keen to jump back into this one. A few months ago I actually read The book before this, I'm obsessed with it, and one of my really good friends is also obsessed with it, and she's so excited for me to read this and finally have someone to talk to about it. So I actually need to read this quite soon, and that is Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo. This book is a chunky one, but I literally cannot wait. This is the last book in the Grishaverse that I have to read. I'm really excited to read this one and wrap up the whole universe and the series, the duology. I am going to be really upset after I finish this to not have any more Grishaverse content. I think for that reason that's probably why I'm putting it off a little bit, because I don't want it to end, and it's gonna. The next 4 books that I got are all part of a series, but they can all be standalones, and that is the Lancaster Prep series. So first up we have Things I Wanted to Say But Never Did, A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, Promises We Meant to Keep, and finally I'll Always Be With You, all by Monica Murphy. So I've already read Things We Wanted to Say But Never Did. This one is the chunkiest book out of all of them. Like, it is 600 pages long. But it was a good time. Promises We Meant to Keep and I'll Always Be With You follow the main MMC's siblings. So the main MMC, Whit, he has 2 younger sisters who are in these books, and I'm quite excited to read them. A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, I actually have no idea how this connects. It's still like part of the Lancaster family. This one's actually next in the series, so I will find out eventually. And finally for this category, we have Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. This is blowing up on the internet at the moment, and I had to get my hands on it while I could find it. And I'm very glad I did. I have not read it yet, but I'm really keen to. I will probably be picking this one up very soon. I'm extremely excited to read it, and I've been trying to dodge all spoilers. Okay, next up we have all of the books that I have thrifted in the last few months. So the first 3 books that I actually thrifted were part of the ACTA series. So I have the first and second book in the OG paperbacks. So I found A Court of Wings and Ruin and A Court of Silver Flames in these new covers, so I picked both of those up. Wings and Ruin is actually with my best friend at the moment because she's reading that. And then A Court of Frost and Starlight I actually found in the OG cover, which I was really excited about. Following along with collecting OG covers, I found the OG cover of Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. I have Shadow and Bone in the original cover, in the purple cover actually. So when I found this one to match that one for $4, no less, I could not help myself. I then found An Upside of Falling by Alex Light, which is actually a Wattpad story, in this amazing hardcover. We love a hardcover. This one was $5. Like, how could you not? I've never actually seen this book in person, so when I saw it at, I think it was Vinnie's, I just, again, couldn't help myself. This next book I've been wanting to read for so long, and I was always just trying to be a good girl and not buy it because I didn't need it, you know, and then the thrifting gods came upon me. Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye. This one I'm so excited for. It sounds absolutely fantastic. My only problem is that one of the main characters' names is Nikolai, so because he's also a character in King of Scars, same name, not same character. Given that I was reading the King of Scars duology, I just did not want to get the 2 confused, so I've been keeping this one a little bit at bay because of that, but I am still very excited to read it, and hopefully I can pick up the sequel next year because there is a second book. This book I'm definitely not going to get to for a few years, but I'm very excited that I found it. So I actually collect the Penguin Classic editions that look like this with the black bottom and the black spine and stuff, just because I think they look really stunning all together. As you can see behind me, got my little collection, which is beautiful. So this is a copy of Little Women. I actually originally had a copy. It was a little tiny mass market paperback, and it was not this floppy. I mean, how glorious is that? I could just, no matter when I pick this up, I reckon the writing will be phenomenal, and I'm really keen to get into it, but not just yet. But yes, this one was more or less a cover buy than anything, just purely because it went with the rest of my collection of classics. So finally for the thrifted books, this, again, the thrift gods were just shining down upon me. This book I've actually been wanting to read again for quite some time. I could never bring myself to buy the UK edition because it just, I don't like the cover. It's big and chunky and red and black, and it just is not as pretty as this edition, and I'm really happy I found this. And that is A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. I mean, look how stunning. this copy is, and the spine like has a whole landscape running across it. I'm so sorry that's out of focus. I'm so excited that I found this, and it's also again really floppy. We are going to go through all of the Kindle books that I picked up. There's quite a few. There's not as many Kindle books as there are physical books, but there's still a decent chunk. Okay, most of the time I buy Kindle books when they're on sale, like $5 or less, or if it's a really, really popular read and it's like $7 or less, then I will pick it up. So a lot of these I did get them on sale. You guys are gonna laugh at me when I explain, but there was a little bit of an accident in the order of the series in my brain, and I picked up the wrong book on sale. So I had to buy the other two that were in between full price. Because obviously, you can't read the 5th book in the series before you read the 3rd and the 4th. So those 3 books are Addicted for Now, Thrive, and Addicted After All. I made the silly mistake of buying Addicted After All, thinking it was the 3rd book when it was very clearly not. So obviously I went and picked up the other 2. So now I have all 5 books from the Addicted series on my Kindle ready to read. I don't have any of the Calloway Sisters series because I'm unsure if I want to buy them on my Kindle or if I want to buy them physically, because they do sell the physical copies in Big W and stuff, and they are the really pretty covers. So I'm really, really keen to get into this series, but I just don't want to start another series until I've wrapped up a few of the other ones that I've started. Speaking of series, I picked up all 4 books in the Dirty Air series by Lauren Asher. Yeah, I did that. So the Dirty Air series is about a bunch of F1 drivers all finding love, and it's really, really cute. I've already read Throttle, which is the 1st book, and I'm really keen to get into the next ones. I ended up picking up Babel by R.F. Kuang because it was like maybe $5 or something like that on sale, and this book is very beautiful in person, but how could I say no to the $5 Kindle copy of it? So yes, I have this book on my Kindle now, and I think it's going to be less intimidating because I can't physically see the sides of it, so kind of excited about that. I also picked up Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent. This one I'm really, really keen to read, but again, I don't want to start another series unless I finished a few other ones that I'm currently in the middle of. And I've decided to start with this series from Carissa Broadbent first rather than The Serpent and Wings of Night because A, I found this book on sale for Kindle for maybe like $4 or $5. Fantastic. Just really proud of that I found that. But also I've heard that it's better to read this series before you read the Serpent and Wings of Night series, so that is why I have this one. I also picked up Twin Crowns by Catherine Webber. This one I actually saw Rachel Catherine read, and seeing her read it made me really excited to read it. So this book, we basically have 2 princesses that are in line for the throne. One of them does not know that she is a princess though. She is a pauper, essentially. Like, I'm not sure how, but clearly she finds out, and then the 2 of them are basically battling for this throne, and it sounds so fantastic. I'm really, really keen to read it. I've already read this next book, but it was quite a good read and I really enjoyed it, and it was also my first time reading any of this author's work. I know she was super, super popular, so I was really keen to kind of read a standalone by her first and see how I felt, and that is By a Thread by Lucy Score. I ended up rating this one about a 4 stars, but if you want more of my thoughts and feelings, again, go check out my reading wrap up. Really, really good book. It was a great kind of introduction to Lucy Score and her writing style rather than getting into a whole series. So I'm really happy I picked this one up. I ended up picking up a copy of Paper Princess by Erin White, which is actually the 1st book in the Royal series, which I did not know. This one again sounds really, really fantastic, and so the synopsis of this book follows our main character, and she basically gets adopted into this really rich family with a bunch of brothers, and we just kind of follow the events that happen through that, and a lot of the brothers don't like her because she's an outsider, which kind of reminded me a lot of the Inheritance games, which I really, really enjoyed. So I was really keen to find out that this one was kind of similar plot-wise. It just doesn't have the mystery element of it though. I'm keen to get into all of these books. Just kind of a recurring theme throughout this video. Finally, I bought a copy of Indigo Ridge by Devoney Perry, which is the 1st book in the Eden series. This one sounds super, super amazing. Just like all of the other books, I'm really keen to get into this one as well. Hi, Editing Amy here. So the stuff of Kindle Day is literally tomorrow, and I've already gone through the list. I've made my little like Amazon list of what books I'm going to download. I'm going to do a separate video on that because there's a few books in that. But as I was looking on Amazon through these books, I bought 2 more Kindle books. Again, they were on sale. They were the third and fourth books in a series that I had every other book for. So obviously, if they're on sale and they're for a series, like the middle of a series, not even the end of it or the beginning of it, I had to buy them. Like, it's a no-brainer. City of Glass and City of Fallen Angels for the Shadowhunter series by Cassandra Clare. I read the first book probably like 4 years ago now, something like that. Really enjoyed it, I guess, if my memory serves me right. But I've been really, really, really wanting to read all of Cassie Clare's books. I had to get the 2 books that I was missing from the Mortal Instruments series before I could start that. So that's my explanation. That's my quick. I have these as well. I will definitely do a reading vlog for either each book or each series. Let me know which one you want. But that's going to be a whirlwind of a time. But also, can we just talk about the fact that throughout this video I said I didn't want to buy any more books that are part of a series, and I just bought 2 books that are a part of a ginormous series. Thank you for listening. Appreciate it. It has just started raining and it's super overcast outside, so the light's getting a little bit dark. So this is a great time to kind of wrap this video up. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed my haul where I absolutely broke my book buying ban. 1000%. For the second half of this year, I will be way more strictly following the book buying ban because clearly I have bought too many already. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I love you guys so much and I will see you in the next one. Bye.